Sir, very happy evening to all.
Happy evening, sir.
So we are going to start a beautiful topic, important topic for examination called as exit tax. What is the topic?
Exit tax.
Sir, what is the background for introduction of exit tax? As per section 2 subsection 24, we know section 224 talks about the definition of income. Income includes any voluntary contribution received by a charitable trust or institution or fund. So any voluntary contribution received by a charitable trust or institution or fund will be treated as income in their hands. With regard to charitable trust, we know that section 11 and 12 is there. So section 11 and 12 and section 1023C series organization such as class 4, class 5, class 6, class 6A provide exemption to trust or institution or fund or education institution or hospital in respect of income derived from property held under trust and voluntary contribution subject to the conditions stipulated thereunder. That means what they are saying, you may start a charitable trust or you may start an institution for the purpose of education or hospital, or you may start a fund. My dear lovable students, these guys are enjoying exemption either under section 11 or 12 or 1023C class 4, class 5, class 6, class 6A. Class 4 4 பேருக்கு நல்லது பண்றதுக்காக நீ charitable trust ஆரம்பிக்கிற. Class 5 கையெடுத்து கும்பிடுற religious purpose. Class 6 sir education institution excess of 5 crores. Class 6A stands for Apollo Hospital, sir medical in excess of 5 crores. So if you are setting up those, they are entitled for exemption under class 4, class 5, class 6 and class 6A. The exemption is subject to condition that income derived from property held under trust should be applied for charitable purpose, and where such income cannot be applied during the year, it has to be accumulated and invested in the prescribed mode under 11(5) and applied for such a purpose in accordance with the specified condition. These all are summary what we have already discussed. So as per section, what are the takeaway? As per section 2 subsection 24, any voluntary contribution received should be treated as income. Sir, if you are starting a charitable trust or institution or fund, then their income is exempted under section 11, 12 or 1023C series organization. If they are not able to spend that for the charitable purpose in India, they have to either accumulate as per 11.2 or as per the explanation, and it has to be invested in the specified modes. Fantastic to the core. And what is the consequences? If the accumulated income is not applied in accordance with the condition provided in the said section within a specified time, then such income is deemed to be taxable income of the trust or institution. That means section 12AA or 12AB or section 1023C class 4, class 5, class 6 and provide for registration or approval of the trust or institution which entitle them to able to get the benefit of 11 and 12 or 1023C series organization. So registration எடுத்தாதா 11 and 12 லையும் 1023C series லையும் அவங்களால exemption enjoy பண்ண முடியும். It also provides a circumstance where registration can be cancelled. That means இத்தனை நாள் நம்ம என்ன படிச்சோமோ அதை லிஸ்ட் பண்றோம் நம்ம. Section 13 of the Act provides for circumstance under which exemption under 11 and 12 or 1023C series organization in respect of whole or part of income would not be available to a trust or institution or fund or education institution or hospital. That means section 13 is saying that exemption under section 11, 12 and 1023C series organization will not be applicable in certain circumstances. So basically what they have said till now is, as per section 2 subsection 24, my dear lovable students, any voluntary contribution received will be treated as income. Okay, you can set up a charitable trust, or you can set up a religious trust, or you can set up an institution, or you can set up a fund, and if they are spending their money for the purpose of charitable activity or religious activity or for the specified purpose for which they have started, then entire income is exempted under section 11, 12, 10, 23 C series organization. Sir, if you are not able to spend that amount, you can accumulate that amount for the future years, and if you are utilizing that within the prescribed time limit, then no problem. But if you are not utilizing that within the prescribed time limit, my dear lovable students, the year in which that time limit is expiring will be treated as income as per section 11 subsection 1b, right? So a society or a company or a trust or institution carrying on inactivity may voluntarily wind up its activity and dissolve. I can decide that from today onwards I am not providing charitable activity. I am stop providing the charitable activity, I am dissolving, or I merge with other charitable or non-charitable institution, or convert into non-charitable organization. There is, however, no specific provision in the income tax law as to how the assets of such a charitable trust should be dealt with. For example, I will tell you, you just think a situation, then you will understand what the exit tax is all about. For example, you are starting a charitable trust for the purpose of providing charity in India. Is it allowed? Yes, sir. And you are getting, sir, donation. Those donations are, my dear lovable students, corpus donation. And this corpus donation, you are investing in 11 subsection 5 modes. As per section 11 subsection 1 class D, any corpus donation received, and if that amount has been invested in the specified modes which are specified under 11 subsection 5, then this will not be included in the total income. That means this total income total income varaduna idukku na 85%, 15% blanket exemption and condition paaka vendiya. Maybe it may be this corpus donation may be for 5 crores, correct? Next year also I am getting 5 crore. Next year also I am getting 5 crore. Every year I am repeating this. Hello, sir. So without payment of tax, without satisfying any condition, I am accumulating the corpus donation. You know, with regard to 11 subsection 2, if I am setting apart any set apart in excess of 15%, that amount should be for the purpose of that specified purpose within 5 years. But corpus donation, there is no such condition in the act. You have to spend the corpus donation within this much year, no condition kadayadu. That means I can accumulate even 1,000 crores also for the purpose of specified purpose. So after I accumulate this much crores as corpus donation, it will not be treated as income under section 11 subsection 1 class D. Since it is not included as income, my dear lovable students, 85% application restriction is not there. That means n number of years you can enter forward. And after you carry forward what you are doing, this corpus, you know, this corpus on the liability side of the balance sheet, corpus donation, if you know 1,000 crores. But on the asset side of the balance sheet, this will be as various investments which are covered under 11.5. This will reflect on 11.5 reflect out. Correct? Up investments under 11.5. So what the trust will do, this trust will sell this investment, trust will transfer this investment, trust will utilize this investment for any other purpose other than charitable activity. By that way, they are misutilizing the fund. So many people started misutilizing the charitable trust as a medium to park the fund as corpus donation. And after certain point of time, they will say that we have dissolved. We are not interested to provide the charitable activity in India. We are going to dissolve. So we are going to lose the form of charitable activity. So what government is saying that you are going to exit from the charitable activity, pay the exit tax and get out. Pay the exit tax and get out. So what they are trying to say is, under section 11, certain amount of income prior period can be brought to tax on failure to certain conditions. Yes, 11 subsection 1b. If you are accumulating in excess of 15% with a satyam that I will utilize that amount for the purpose of charitable activity in India, and in the year of that completion, if you are not able to utilize, then provisions of 11 subsection 1b will be. However, there is no provision in the Act which ensure that corpus and asset base of the trust accreted over the period of time with promise of being used for any purpose continue to be utilized for charitable purpose and is not used for any other purpose. But in the corpus donation க்கு ஒரு கரெக்டான லாவே இல்ல. ஏன்னா corpus donation receive பண்ண இன்கமா ட்ரீட் பண்ண வேண்டிய இத்தனை வருஷம் கண்டிப்பா நீ corpus donation யூட்டிலைஸ் பண்ணியாகணுங்கிற ரெஸ்ட்ரிக்ஷனும் அப்ப அது என்ன ஆகுது அல்டிமேட்டாங்கிறது யாருக்குமே ஒரு ஆன்சர் இல்லாம இருந்துச்சு ஆக்ட்ல. Consequently, it is always possible for charitable institution to transfer asset to a now charitable institution நான் ஒரு charitable institution இருந்து asset accumulate பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் நான் ஒரு நான் charitable institutionக்கு asset transfer பண்ண என்ன இருக்கு வாய்ப்பு இருக்கு. So this is not good for the government. So in order to ensure that benefit conferred over the end of time by way of exemption is not misused and not to plug the gap in law that allows the trust having built up corpus or wealth through exemption being converted into an organization with no tax consequences. Chapter 12 EB imposes additional income tax in the nature of an tax. When the organization is converted into non-charitable organization or get merged with a non-charitable organization or does not transfer the asset to another what? So after you start a charitable organization, if you claim any exemption which are stipulated under section 11, 12 or 1023C series organization, and if you are changing the form, if you are merging with another entity who are not a charitable entity, then you are liable to pay a tax called as exit tax. This is the background. Up to assessment year 22-23, provisions of chapter 12 EB comprising of 115 TD, 115 TE and 115 TF were applicable to only to the what or what? Under the second regime, that means 11 and 12. Uttagriya. But with effect from assessment year 23-24, provisions of chapter 12 EB also extended to Yark. Trust or institution or fund approved under the inner regime. That means even now it is applicable to 1023C series organization also. This is an amendment in the Act. For this purpose, the term specified person has been inserted to include within its ambit the trust or institution under the inner regime. And provisions of 115 TD, 115 TE and 115 TF has been amended. For the purpose of 115 TD, TE, TF, specified person means இப்ப ரெண்டு பேருக்கு applicable. Any fund or institution or trust or any university or other education institution or hospital or other medical institution are referred under 1023C, class 4, class 5, class 6 and or trust or institution registered under 12AA or right. My dear lovable students, this is the background. That means after you set up a charitable trust, after you claim exemption under the Income Tax Act, if you are cheating the government, then you are liable to pay a tax called as exit tax. This is what we are going to discuss. What are the salient features? 115 TD subsection 1. Circumstance where levy of tax on accreted income is attracted. Accreted income. The accreted income of any person. Now specified person has been changed. Now there are two specified persons are there. 1023C series organization and 12AA or shall be taxable at MMR, which is 34.944% Savda, because you are cheating the government. You said that you are going to start a charitable activity. You have started a charitable trust. You got the corpus donation. When you got the corpus donation as per section 11 subsection 1 ND, we have not included that corpus donation in the total income. Hence, you are not supposed to suffer the tax on it. Correct? Yes, sir. And we have not forced you to spend that amount for the purpose of charitable activity within the prescribed time period. The only condition we have imposed is we ask you to invest in 11 subsection 5 mode because you should not misutilize. But what you have done, no, you have done a kedigetta vale, that is after claiming the exemption, you have, my dear lovable students, converted that corpus into non-business purpose or business purpose. Conversion into a what? Form not eligible to what of registration. Under section 12A or 12AB or approval under 1023C, class 4, class 5, class 6 or So that means you are having a registered charitable trust. That registered charitable trust form has been changed. நீங்க அத கம்பெனியா மாத்திட்டீங்க. நீங்க பிரைவேட் லிமிடெட் கம்பெனியா மாத்திட்டீங்க. யார? registered charitable trust. ஒரு பிரைவேட் லிமிடெட் கம்பெனிக்கு 11 12 exemption applicable-ஆ? 1023C class 4 class 5 class 6 class 6 applicable-ஆ? No sir. So at this circumstances, my dear lovable students, you are liable to pay exit tax. So what they are trying to say is, I'll be drawing so much chart. If you want, you can draw along with me, because this topic can be consolidated in chart. So what they are saying is, exit tax you are supposed to be paid. Under these circumstances, you are liable to pay the excess tax. You have changed the form. You have changed the form. So earlier it was a charitable trust which were entitled to claim exemption under 11 or 12 or 1023C series organizations such as class 4, class 5, class 6 and class 6A. But now, today you have dashed the form, converted the form into a non-charitable activity. அப்ப அந்த புது ஃபார்முக்கு எனக்கு என்ன தர முடியாதுன்னா, என்னால ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் தர முடியாது. வா, conversion into a form not eligible for grant of registration under எந்த செக்ஷன்ல தர முடியாது. Or approval under 1023C class 4 class 5 class 6 and class 6A. So this is the first mistake you have done. You have conversion. You have done a, so the first one is what? Conversion. You have done a conversion. That means by conversion you have changed the form. The new form is not entitled to get registration under 12AA, 12AB or 1023C series organization. The next mistake you have done is merger. Next one is what? You have merged what? Merged with an entity not having any object and registered under 12AA or 12AB or approved under 1023C class 4, class 5, class 6 and so you are a registered charitable trust. Hello sir. Either you registered with a registered charitable trust not having similar object, or you merged with an entity, hello sir, not registered under what? 12AA, 12AB or 1023C series. So a registered charitable trust has been merged with a company. That means the next one is merger. You have merged with a registered charitable trust with no similar object, or you have registered with an entity, my dear lovable students, who does not have a registration under 12AA or 12AB. Next one, non-distribution of asset on dissolution. நீ என்ன பண்ணிட்டேனா, நீ யார் கூடி மர்ஜ் ஆவல, நீ கன்வெர்ட் டு ஆனா நீ ட்ரஸ்டோட ஆபரேஷன்ஸை ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிட்டு சொல்லிட்ட, போதும்பா என்னால முடியல, நான் இனிமே என்ன பண்ண மாட்டேன், charitable activity engage பண்ண மாட்டேன். அப்படி பண்ண மாட்டேனா charitable trustல asset இருக்குமா, அந்த asset distribute பண்ணிரணும். Non distribution on asset on dissolution to any other person, any other specified person. இப்பதான் நம்ம படிச்சோம் யார் specified person. That means other registered charitable trust or 1023 within a period of எத்தனை மாசம், from the end of the month in which the dissolution took place. That means what is the third mistake you are doing is non-distribution. Another non-distribution of asset within 12 months from the end of the month in which dissolution take place. That means, my dear lovable students, what is the mistake you have done? You have converted the charitable trust into a form which is not entitled for registration under 11, 12, 1023C series organization. You have merged with another charitable trust who's having different object, or you have merged with another person who have not registered under 12AA or 1023C series organization, or non-distribution of asset within 12 months from the end of the month in which these three mistakes you have done. This levy of exit tax shall be in addition to the income chargeable in the hands of the entity, correct? Then we will be levy a tax called as inner tax, exit tax. This is the applicability of exit tax. That means if you are converting, if you are merging, or if you are non-distributing, the asset within 12 months from the end of the month in which in these three circumstances, what tax will be applicable? Exit tax will be அப்ப நீ என்ன பண்றேன்னா கன்வெர்ட் பண்ற. என்ன பண்ற? சொல்லு என்ன பண்ற? நான் சொல்ற மாதிரி சொல்லு என்ன பண்ற? கன்வெர்ட் பண்ற இல்லைன்னா மர்ஜ் பண்ற. மர்ஜ் பண்ணிட்டு டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணாம இருக்க. நீ என்ன பண்றேன்னா கன்வெர்ட் பண்ற, மர்ஜ் பண்ற இல்லைன்னா டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணாம இருக்க. இந்த மூணு விஷயம் நீ பண்ணேனா you are liable to pay exit tax. Now deemed conversion into non eligible form circumstances. நீயா கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணலனா கூட நாங்க நீங்க கன்வெர்ட் பண்ண மாதிரி வா. A specified person shall be deemed to have converted into any form not eligible for registration under NIA or section NIAB or approval under 1023C clause 4 clause 5 clause 6 clause 6A in NIR if the registration granted to it under NIA or NIAB or approval under 1023C clause 4 clause 5 clause 6 clause 6A has been what? That means a registration has been cancelled. புடுங்கிட்டா. registration என்ன பண்ணியாச்சுனா cancel பண்ணியாச்சுனா sir it's like a என்ன conversion? deemed conversion. என்ன conversion? Number 2, the second part. It has adopted or undertaken modification to its what? Objects which do not conform to the condition of registration. Registration எடுக்கும்போது ஒரு மாதிரி பேசின, registration எடுத்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் எதை பண்ணிட்ட நீ? Object மாத்திட்ட. Object and it has not applied for any registration under section 12AA or 12AB or approval under 1023C series organization in the said NIR. அப்படி object மாத்துனதுக்கு அப்புறம் நீ fresh registrationக்காக apply or it has filed application for any registration. இல்லனா நீ fresh registration apply பண்ணிருக்க but the said application has been rejected. That means the new object are not acceptable. appreciate பண்ற நீ அப்போ உன்னோட registration either என்ன ஆகுது? cancel ஆயிடுது. இல்லனா நீ object என்ன பண்ணிட்டு change பண்ணிட்டு either registration எடுக்காம இருக்க இல்ல registration கேட்ட அந்த registration reject பண்ணிட்டாங்க. The third one, this is a black color amendment. It has failed to make an application for re-approval or re-registration. We know that now it is a 5-year concept. After 5 years, NSR, you have to go for re-application. We have already discussed in the class. Yes, sir. அப்ப அந்த 5 வருஷம் முடிஞ்சிட்டு என்ன பண்ணல நீ? Re-approval வாங்கல இல்ல re-registration எடுக்கல or renewal of approval or registration when the period of approval or registration is dashed to expire or final approval or registration within the period stipulated under clause 1 clause 2 clause 3 of the first proviso to section 1023C or clause 1 2 3 of section 12A subsection 1 clause AC as the NMAB which expire in the said NIR previous year. அப்ப நீ முன்னாடி எடுத்த அப்ளிகேஷன் இந்த வருஷத்தோட முடிஞ்சு போயிடுது, நீ ரீ கேட்கல. அப்படி கேட்கலைன்னா you are liable to pay this year என்ன tax? நீ எதை விட்டு வெளியே போன மாதிரி? ட்ரஸ்டோட ஸ்டேட்டஸை விட்டு வெளியே போன மாதிரி. That means, sir, when I am liable to pay exit tax, what is the applicability is what the discussion, correct? If you are converting the charitable trust into a form which is not entitled for registration under 12AA or 12AB or 1023C series organization, then you are liable to pay. If you are merging with a charitable trust who is having different object or who are NSR not having the status of charitable, then you are liable to pay. Or you yourself dissolved the trust and you are not distributing the asset within a period of 12 months from the end of the month in which the dissolution take place, then you are liable to pay exit tax. Exit tax. My dear lovable students, the fourth circumstance were deemed conversion concept. Another? So the first one is conversion, you yourself are converting. The fourth one, if 3 things happen, government is saying that we are treating it as a conversion. So the deemed conversion, sir, there are 3 circumstances where we will be treating it as deemed conversion. Your registration has been cancelled or you have modified the object of the trust. After you modified the object of the trust, you have not applied for fresh registration. Nee fresh registration enna pannala kekala. Are you all really with me? Or you have applied for a registration. That fresh registration has been rejected. Are you all really with me? Nee fresh registration venum ketirukka ana adu enna panntaanga? Reject panntaanga. The third one, sir, after the expiry of the time period, my dear lovable students, expiry of the period, time period, you have not applied for reapproval or re-registration. நீ 5 வருஷத்துக்கு அப்புறம் போய் கையேந்தி நிக்கல, கரெக்டா? Then you are liable to pay என்ன tax? Exit tax. So நீ ஒரு charitable trust தொடங்கி ஆரம்பிச்சு charitable activity இல்லாம வேற ஏதாவது activity பண்ற, உன்னோட ஃபார்மை சேஞ்ச் பண்ற, நீ மர்ஜ் ஆயிடுற, இல்லைனா சார் நீ வந்து வாலண்டரியா க்ளோஸ் பண்ணி 12 months வரைக்கும் அசெட் என்ன பண்ணாம இருக்க, டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணாம இருக்க, or your registration has been cancelled, or you are changing the object, you are not coming for the re-registration or fresh registration, or your time period for original registration is expired, still you are not applying for the reapproval, or then you are liable to pay enna tax? Exit tax. Enna tax? Kekala. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 circumstances in which you are liable to pay exit tax. Number one, conversion. You are converting from one form to another. You are merging. You are not distributing within 12 months from the end of the month in which the what act is saying that, sir, if your registration has been cancelled, we'll be treating it as in a deemed conversion. I'm coming to the next one, 115 TD. On what income I am liable to pay exit tax? On the accreted income. On the question arises, what is accreted income? Accreted income means aggregate fair market value of total asset of the end person as on the end date. Up you have to take the aggregate in the market value, fair market value of the end asset, total asset of end person on end date, specified date, less total liability of the end person, specified person, computed in accordance with the prescribed method of valuation, which is nothing but on net asset, on which is nothing but assets minus liability. For asset, what value I have to take? You have to take the fair market value. For liability, what value you have to take? We will say the valuation of the liability. So fair market value of the asset as on specified date minus liability valued as per the prescribed will be treated as any income, accreted income. So accreted income is nothing but net worth. Accreted income is nothing but net worth. And the net worth க்கு மேல தான் நான் exit tax கட்டணும், கரெக்ட்டா? Yes sir. Accreted income attributable to any asset which is established to have directly acquired by any person out of its agriculture income exempt under what? Would be ignored. Liability in relation to such asset also has to be ignored. You have to be very, very careful from here onwards. Mathematical question will be coming in examination. Sir, I am going to calculate the accreted income. Accreted income means, my dear lovable students, the assets taken over at fair market value. Assets at any value? As on specified date. As on minus what man? Liabilities valued. We are having certain valuation principle. Okay, wow. You will be getting the net worth. Don't call it as net worth. You have to call it as NI income, accreted income. My dear lovable students, in this asset list, if you are having, hello sir, in this asset list, if you are having any asset which has been purchased out of agriculture income, that means this trust is having agriculture income. From that agriculture income, exempt income, you have purchased an asset. That means for this asset, 10 subsection 1 will be applicable. For this asset, 11, 12, 10, 23 C series will not be applicable. So that asset should be excluded when you calculate the accreted income. And if any liability is there which are included in the liability portion relating to that asset, even that also should be ignored. Number 2, accreted income attributable to any asset acquired by any person during the period beginning from the date of its creation or establishment and ending on the date from which the registration under what? Or 12AB or approval under 1023 C series become effective if the specified person has not what been allowed any benefit under what 11 or 12 or approval under 1023C series organization during the end period. Said period would be ignored. Liability in relation to such asset has also been ignored. That means what they are trying to say, today I started the charitable trust, but I have not applied for registration on today. I have applied for registration after 3 years. It is possible. There is no need that you have to take the registration today itself. If I have not taken registration for 3 years, means for these 3 years I have not enjoyed 11, 12, 10, 23C series organization exemption. During this period I have purchased an asset. That asset is there now. That asset should be excluded. Because the source of purchasing this asset is from this time. This time I have not enjoyed any 11 or 12. Then no need that I am liable to pay the inner tax, exit tax. Sir, whatever asset you have enjoyed after registration till the kundamandi, whatever you have done, like exit, வெளியே போயிட்ட நீ கரெக்டா? That means exit என்ன பண்ணிட்டேன்னா நீ either என்ன பண்ணிட்ட? Conversion பண்ணிட்ட, merge பண்ணிட்ட, distribute பண்ணாம இருந்த, இல்லைனா deemed conversion பண்ண. அப்ப இந்த பீரியட்ல தான் நீ 11, 12 and 10, 23C series என்ன பண்ணிருப்ப? Enjoy பண்ணிருப்ப. அப்ப இந்த பீரியட்ல வாங்குற அசெட்டுக்கு மட்டும் தான் நீ என்ன டாக்ஸ் கட்டணும். அப்ப இந்த பீரியட்ல ஏதாவது அசெட் வாங்கி இருந்தா அந்த அசெட்டை இக்னோர் பண்ணிக்கோ, அதோட கரஸ்பாண்டிங் லைபிலிட்டிவையும் அப்ப ரெண்டு விஷயத்தை நான் இக்னோர் பண்ணிட்டேன். நம்பர் 1, அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் இன்கம்ல ஏதாவது என்ன வாங்கியிருந்தா, இன்கம் வாங்கியிருந்தா, அசெட் வாங்கியிருந்தா அதை எக்ஸ்க்ளூட் பண்ணணும். ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் எடுக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி அதை எக்ஸ்க்ளூட் பண்ணிடணும். அசெட் அண்ட் லைபிலிட்டி ஆஃப் தி என்ன ஆர்கனைசேஷன் which has been transferred on dissolution to another charitable trust or institution registered under what or what, or a fund institution, trust, university, education institution or hospital, medical institution approved under what, with specified time have to be ignored while calculating the accreted income. That means 12 months. That means எத்தனை மாசம்? That means I have voluntarily dissolved, dissolution. After my dissolve within 12 months, out of my total asset available, certain asset has been transferred to the another charitable trust who have already registered under 12A or 1023C series organization. That means I have not violated the third condition. I have not violated this non-distribution condition. I have not violated. I have satisfied. So those asset na accreted income katta vendiya. So that's the next topic, man. The first topic is applicability of exit tax, EXIT. Hello. நாலு விஷயம் நீ பண்ணேனா you are liable to pay exit tax. கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணக்கூடாது, மர்ஜ் பண்ணக்கூடாது, நான் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணக்கூடாது, டீம்டு கன்வெர்ட் ஆகக்கூடாது, கன்வெர்ட் ஆகக்கூடாது, டீம்டு கன்வெர்ட் ஆகக்கூடாது, மர்ஜ் ஆகக்கூடாது, நான் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் ஆகக்கூடாது. ஆர் யூ ரியலி வித் மீ? கன்வெர்ட் ஆகக்கூடாது, டீம்டு கன்வெர்ட் ஆகக்கூடாது, மர்ஜ் ஆகக்கூடாது, நான் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் ஆகக்கூடாது. வித்தின் எத்தனை மாசம்? 12 monthsக்குள்ள பண்ணா பிரச்சனை இல்லை, ஆனா பண்ணாம இருக்க கூடாது. சோ அப்படி இந்த நாலு விஷயத்துல ஏதாவது ஒண்ணுல நீ மாட்டிக்கிட்டேனா you are liable to pay what tax? What is on what you are liable to pay exit tax? What is accreted income? Assets on fair market value on minus liability what we have valued, but we are having exception to that asset. We are having exception. So the first topic is accreted income. Are you clear with the exit tax? Exit tax clear? The second topic is how to compute what? Accreted income. Accreted income is equal to asset at fair market value as on specified date minus yes. The third one, exclusions from asset. 3 asset will not be taken into consideration. இந்த மூணுமே அசெட்ல வர கூடாது. Number 1, asset purchased. Number 1, asset purchased out of 10(1), which is agriculture income. Agriculture income na exempted. அப்ப நீ அந்த சோர்ஸ்க்கு எந்த பெனிஃபிட்டும் எடுக்கல, அதுக்கு நீ எக்ஸிட் டாக்ஸ் கட்ட வேண்டிய. Number 2, the second one, before getting registration. அப்ப ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷனே எடுக்கலைனா 11, 12 பெனிஃபிட் எடுக்கல மீனிங். எஸ் சார். அப்ப அந்த பீரியட்ல ஏதாவது அசெட் வாங்குனா அதுக்கு நான் என்ன சார் எக்ஸிட் டாக்ஸ் கட்ட வேண்டிய. Third one, distributed within 12 months. That's specific period. 12 months from the end of the month in which dissolution take place. Dissolution take place. Dissolution take place. Clear? Yes sir. Now meaning of the specified date. That's the next topic. Specified date na enna? நீ நாலு விஷயம் பண்ணலாம். EXIT exit ஆகலாம். கரெக்டா? நம்பர் 1 கன்வெர்ட் ஆவற, deemed convert ஆவற, merge ஆவற, non distribute ஆவற. Hello sir. Hello sir. Conversion of the trust or institution registered under NAA or NAB or approved under section 1023C class 4 class 5 class 6 or class 6A in a form not eligible for registration under these sections. That means நீ இப்போ இருக்கிற ஃபார்ம் வந்து வேற ஒரு ஃபார்முக்கு ஆகிற புது ஃபார்ம் வந்து ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் கொடுக்கறதுக்கு எலிஜிபிள் கிடையாது. Then the specified date is what? Date of conversion. என்னைக்கு நீ என்ன ஆனையோ கன்வெர்ட் ஆனையோ அன்னைக்கு தான் நீ accreted income calculate பண்ணணும். Next one. Merger with an entity not having any object or not registered under 12A or 12AB or 1023C series, then the end of merger. என்னைக்கு நீ merge ஆவறியோ அன்னைக்கு. Non distribution of asset or dissolution to any charitable institution registered under 12A or 12AB or approved under 1023C within a period of எத்தனை மாசம்? 12 months from dissolution. Then the date of dissolution. Oh my god, you won't get the 12 months breathing space. So எல்லாம் 3 லட்சம் மாதிரி. Number 1 date of conversion. Number 2 date of merger. Number 3 date of dissolution. Are you all really with me? Yes sir. So this is what our fourth topic is all about. The fourth topic. What is the topic? Specified date. Specified date. Classified into 3 category. Actually 4 category இருக்கு இல்லையா? Number 1 conversion. Number 2 deemed conversion. Number 3 merger. Number 4 non-distribution within 12 months. Conversion, date of conversion, deemed conversion இன்னும் பேசல. Merger, date of merger, non-distribution within 12 months, date of dissolution. That means 12 மாசம் உனக்கு பிரீத்திங் ஸ்பேஸ் கொடுத்துருக்கோம். 12 மாசத்துக்குள்ள நீ டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணியாச்சுன்னா நாங்கள் அதை accreted income ரிமூவ் பண்ணிப்போம். இல்லைன்னா டேட் ஆஃப் டிசல்யூஷன் வந்து நீ accreted income கட்ட வேண்டியதாக இருக்கும். தட் மீன்ஸ் வித் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் நீ எங்களுக்கு டாக்ஸ் கட்ட வேண்டியதாக இருக்கும். கிளியர்? டேட் ஆஃப் கன்வர்ஷன் எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷன் where the registration under 12A or 12AB or approval granted under section 1023C class 4, 5, 6, 6A has been cancelled. This is what? Deemed. Deemed what? Deemed conversion. Then what should be the specified date? Date of order cancelling registration under section 12A or 12AB or approval under section 1023C series organization. So date of the order is a specified date. Correct? Appa deemed conversion le number 1, first one, cancellation of registration. Cancellation of registration. Then date of order. Date of order passing the cancellation. அன்னைக்கு தான் நீ accreted income calculate பண்ணணும். Where it has been adopted or undertaken modification of its what? Which do not confirm the conditions of registration or approval and has not made an application for fresh registration or approval or application has been rejected. Date of adoption or modification of any object. Oh, what a strict பாரு. Rejection கூட கிடையாது. கரெக்ட்டா? Number 2, what is number 2? Second one. Modification of objects. அது போடும். Modification of objects. Date of modification. Sauda. Date of modification. Coming to the next one. It's a new amendment where it has been failed to make a what? Application for dash or dash or renewal of approval or registration for the period of approval or registration is due to what? Or final approval or registration within the period specified under class 1, class 2, class 3 of the first proviso to 1023C, sir, or 12A as the case may be, which expired in the previous year. The last date for making an application for registration or approval. 5th year na 5வது வருஷம் எப்போ முடியுதோ அன்னைக்கு accreted income calculate பண்ணி tax கட்டிட்டு clap பண்ணிட்டு வெளியே போக வேண்டியதுதான். So the third situation, failure for reapproval for reapproval or re-registration or renewal. The specified date is last day.
of making application.
Last date of making application. Last date of making application. Clear? That's it. We are proceeding. Exit tax payable even if no income tax is payable by the specified person. ஏன்னா 100 ரூபாய் மேபி வந்திருக்கும், 15 ரூபாய் ad hoc deduction, remaining 85 rupees. நான் 85 rupees என்ன பண்ணிட்டேன், ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணிட்டேன், எனக்கு டோட்டல் இன்கமே கிடையாது. அப்ப நான் இதுல டாக்ஸே கட்ட வேண்டிய சார் நான் எக்ஸிட் டாக்ஸ் கட்டணுமா? கண்டிப்பா. Even if no income tax is payable by the specified person on its total income, tax on accreted income shall be payable by the trust or institution like any other tax, additional income tax. ஒத்துக்கிறியா? Period within which the tax on accreted income has to be paid to the credit of the government. The principal officer of the trustee or the specified person of the specified person as the case may be, and the specified person shall also be liable to pay tax on any income to the credit of any government within 14 days. Within எத்தனை days?
14 days.
From 14 நாள். நீ வெளியே போய் எத்தனை நாளுக்குள்ள? 14 daysக்குள்ள. எந்த டேட்ல இருந்து 14 days கவுண்ட் பண்ணணும்? They will be என்ன சார் saying everything. Where the registration or approval granted under 12A or 12AB or 1023C has been என்ன ஆச்சுனா? Cancel ஆச்சுனா. Cancel ஆச்சுனா. இது என்ன கேஸ்? இது என்ன situation? Deemed conversion situation. கரெக்ட்டா? Then the date on which period for filing the appeal under section N53 against the order cancelling the registration expire. எத்தனை நாள்ல போலாம்? 253ல ஐடாட் கிட்ட அப்ப அந்த 60 days expire ஆகும். அந்த 60 days expire ஆவற அன்னையில இருந்து 14 days குள்ள நீ எக்ஸிட் டாக்ஸ் கட்டிரணும். And no appeal has been filed by the என்ன person or order in appeal confirming the cancellation of registration is received by the என்ன person, specified person. Are you all really with me? So either the date on which appeal, time limit for filing appeal has been expired to the ITAT, or the date of order. அப்ப நீ in case appeal போயிருக்கேனா அவங்களோட ஆர்டர் வரணும். யாரோட ஆர்டர்? அந்த ஆர்டர் என்னன்னு வரணும்? கேன்சல் கன்ஃபர்மேஷன் தான் வரணும். ஹலோ சார். சார் அப்ப கேன்சலேஷன் என்னன்னு வந்தா கன்ஃபார்ம் தான் வந்தா முதல்ல கமிஷனர் என்ன பண்ணிருப்பாருன்னா கன்ஃபார்ம் கேன்சல் பண்ணிருப்பாரு. கமிஷனர் என்ன பண்ணதான் கேன்சல் பண்ணதான் நேரா வந்து அசசி எங்க எடுத்துட்டு போயிருப்பாருன்னா ஐடாட்டுக்கு எடுத்துட்டு போயிருப்பாரு. ஏன்னா சிஐடி அப்பீல் கிட்ட எடுத்துட்டு போக முடியாது. ஏன்னா ஆர்டர் பாஸ் பண்ணது யாரு? கமிஷனர். அதனால எங்க எடுத்துட்டு போக முடியாது. ஓகே, ஐடாட் என்ன பண்ணிருக்கான்னா கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிருக்கான். ஆமாடா உன்னோட ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன்ல என்னதான் பண்ணணும்? கேன்சல் தான் பண்ணணும். That means it has been confirmed that I am liable to pay exit tax. Hello. You may have a doubt. Hello sir. சார் இப்ப ஐடாட் என்ன பண்ணியாச்சுன்னா கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணியாச்சுன்னா சார் சார் நான் எங்க போவேன்? ஹைகோர்ட் போவேன். அப்ப நான் எக்ஸிட் டாக்ஸ் கட்டிட்டு போகணும் நீங்க சொல்றீங்களா? ஹலோ சார், எதனால கேன்சல் பண்ணா? எதனால கேன்சல் பண்ணா? கேன்சலேஷன் எதனால பண்ணா? violate the end of the trust, not eligible for registration. நான் வந்து charitable trust ன்னு சொல்லி ஆரம்பிச்சு வேற ஏதோ கர்ம கன்றாவே பண்ணிருக்காம்பா. இதனால தான் கமிஷனர் என்ன பண்ணி விட்டான்? கேன்சல் பண்ணான். அது பிடிக்காம தான் எங்க போனேன்? ஐடாக் போனேன். அவன் என்ன பண்ணிருக்கான்? கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிருக்கான். It's a question of fact, not a question of law. ITAT is the final fact finding authority. இதுக்கு அகைன்ஸ்டா அப்பீல் போக முடியாது. அதனால தான் அதோட நிறுத்திட்டாங்க. அதனால நீ வந்து அந்த ஆர்டர் வந்ததுல எத்தனை நாள்ல 14 டேஸ்க்குள்ள கண்டிப்பா நீ என்ன பண்ணி ஆகணும்னா எக்ஸிட் டாக்ஸ் பே பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும். கிளியர்? அப்ப வா, ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் கேன்சல் பண்ணதுனால தான் நீ எக்ஸிட் டாக்ஸ் பே பண்ணனும்னா you have to, that 14 days should be the specified date or the relevant date. The relevant date should be either the time limit of expiry of going to the ITAT appeal or on the receipt of date of the ITAT appeal confirming the cancellation of the registration, whichever is earlier, lower, because two situations are there. All right, I'm moving to the next one. Second circumstance. Okay, wow. Where the trust has modified its object and has not applied for any registration, or under section D section, or trust has failed to apply for re-registration or reapproval or renewal of re-registration or approval where the period of validity of the registration or approval is set to what? Expire. Final registration or approval within the specified time period with expire in the 11 in a year. அதாவது நீ ட்ரஸ்டோட ஆப்ஜெக்ட்ஸை சேஞ்ச் பண்ணிட்டு நீ ஐதர் வந்து ஃப்ரெஷ் அப்ளிகேஷன் போடல, இல்லைன்னா நீ எத்தனை வருஷத்துக்கு ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் எடுத்திருக்கியோ அந்த வருஷம் எக்ஸ்பயர் ஆகுது, ரீ அப்ரூவல் கேட்கல, ரீ ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் கேட்கல. கரெக்டா? தென் த எண்ட் ஆஃப் த என்ன இயர், எந்த வருஷம் இது முடியுதோ அந்த ப்ரீவியஸ் இயர் எண்டில் இருந்து 14 days, that means April 14 is the due date for paying the exit tax. Third circumstance, where the trust has dashed its object and has filed application for NR registration, but the same was what? Rejected. Same was what? இப்போ நீ அப்ளை பண்ணி ரிஜெக்ட் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க இல்லையா, you are having the option to go to the ITAT. Then the date on which the same 253 ஓட டைம் பீரியட் ஃபைல் பண்றக்கான டைம் பீரியட் என்ன ஆகணும்? ஆர் அவங்க கிட்ட இருந்து என்னன்னு வரணும்? ஆர்டர் வரணும் கன்ஃபர்மிங் த கேன்சலேஷன். ஹலோ சார், from that date you have to count the 14 days. Count the
14 days.
Where the trust has merged with an entity not having any object or not registered under 12A or not approved under 1023C, that is the date of merger. அதுல இருந்து 14 days குள்ள exit tax கட்டிட்டு போயிட்டே இருக்கணும். Are you really with me? Where the trust failed to transfer upon dissolution all its asset to another trust or institution within எத்தனை மாசம்? From the end of the month in which the என்ன take place, the date on which period of எத்தனை month expire, எப்போ 12 month expire ஆகுதோ அதுல இருந்து. So this is என்ன சார், what this topic is called as relevant date. There is a difference between specified date and relevant date. What is specified date? What is specified date? Accreted income calculate பண்றதுக்கு தான் specified date. What is relevant date? Tax எப்ப கட்டணும்ங்கிறதுக்கு தான். அப்ப எந்த டேட்ல இருக்கிற அசெட்டுக்கு நான் டாக்ஸ் கட்டணும், அது specified date. புரியுதா இல்லையா? எந்த டேட்ல இருந்து 14 days போடணும், அது relevant date. அப்ப நம்ம டேட்டை ரெண்டா பிரிச்சிடலாம். We are having two date, my dear lovable students. Number one, specified date, relevant date. Specified date is for computation of accreted income. Computation of and relevant date is for payment of tax, exit tax, payment of exit tax. And the 14 days calculate பண்றதுக்கு நான் relevant date பார்ப்பேன். இந்த relevant date நான் இப்படி எல்லாம் பிரிப்பேன், சார்ட் போடுவேன் பாரு. The relevant date, number one, நீ என்ன ஹெல்ப் பண்ணணும், registration has been cancelled. Number one, registration has been cancelled. Registration cancel ஆனா deemed. என்னது deemed? Conversion. அப்ப எந்த டேட்ல இருந்து 14 days calculate பண்ணுவ? registration cancel ஆச்சுனா ரெண்டா பிரிச்சுக்கணும் நீ. Number one, either time limit for filing appeal with ITAT expired. With ITAT expired. Appreciate பண்றியா? Or order confirming the cancellation of registration received by the யாரு? Specified person. இந்த டேட்ல இருந்து 14 days போட்டுக்கணும். Second one, second circumstance, either object of the trust என்ன பண்ணிட்டு modify பண்ணிட்டு நீ reapplicationே போல, இல்ல டைம் லிமிட் எக்ஸ்பயர் ஆயிருக்கு, ஒரிஜினல் டைம் லிமிட், நீ registrationோ reapprovalோ போல. So the next one என்ன சார், after modification of the object, no fresh application, no fresh application, or after expiry of என்ன limit, time limit of registration, no registration or approval, that's it. Then எப்போ, what is the end of the year? Previous year. End of the previous year. அதுல இருந்து எத்தனை days? 14 days. I'm going to talk about third circumstances where either relevant data, specified data. Relevant date. Specified date எதுக்கு? Accreted income. கரெக்டா? Relevant date. Tax. கரெக்டா? Tax payment. அப்ப 14 days should be counted from the relevant date. Accreted income from the specified date. SA ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோ, AS ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோ, என்ன வேணா வச்சுக்கோ. Standards on auditing, SA, accounting standards, AS. So specified date is applicable for accreted income or accreted incomeக்கு specified date. இது ஒன்னு தெரிஞ்சா போதும், இது ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்க வேண்டிய அவசியம் இல்லை. Remaining அதில் நீ குழப்பம் உண்டாக்காத நீ. Third one, sir, you have changed the what? Change the objects of the trust and applied for registration. Applied for registration, but they have dash rejected the application. Rejected the application. Then you are having two options again. Yes, sir. எது Sir, then the same time limit, ma'am. The part 1, the time limit for filing appeal with the ITAT should be expired. Or once you get an order confirming the cancellation of registration received by the specified person, this time limit will be applicable. Correct? I'm coming to the fourth one. When you are writing, don't put this and all. You will not understand. You have to rewrite. Right? When the trust has merged with an entity, so merger. When the trust has merged with the entity, then date of merger. Date of merger 14 days. Next one, the last one. Non-distribution of asset. Non-distribution of asset. Non-distribution of asset. Then date of expiry of 12 months. Date of expiry of 12 months. These are the cut-off date from which you have to calculate the 14 days. In the date, the relevant date, 14 days pota date of payment of exit tax கிடைச்சோம். No credit available for tax paid on accreted income. The TDS மாதிரி கிடையாது. Accreted income கட்டிட்டு TDS மாதிரி less TDS self assessment tax pay பண்ணும்போது மைனஸ் பண்ணலாம் நினைச்சறாத. The tax on accreted income shall be treated as an payment of tax in respect of such income for which no credit can be taken by specified person or non-availability of deduction under any other provision of this act. Accreted income மேல exit tax கட்டிட்டு அது PN அக்கவுண்ட்ல டெபிட் பண்ணிட்டு PGBP ல income கம்மி பண்ணலாம்னு நினைச்சறாத. No deduction is allowable under any other provision of this act to the specified person or the other person in respect of income which has been charged to tax or another thereon. That's it. 115 TD comes to what? Next one, 115 TE. E stands for interest. E stands for interest. 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 Interest for non-payment of tax within the prescribed time. From the specified date, my dear relevant date, my dear lovable students, you are supposed to pay within 14 days. You are supposed to pay, in case of failure on payment of tax within a time. A simple interest at the rate of etana percent per annum. Or part, it shall be applicable for the period of end payment. Period of non-payment beginning from the date immediately after the last day on which dash was payable. That means relevant date till 14 days is the tax payable till the date on which the tax is end paid. இது வரைக்கும் இருக்க பீரியடுக்கு 1% per month or part of the month you are liable to pay interest as per 115. The next one, TF. Circumstance when the specified person is deemed to be NI in default. Principal officer of the trustee and the specified person shall be deemed to be NI in default. For non-payment of tax and all provisions are relating to recovery of tax shall further in a case where transfer of asset upon dissolution of the trust or institution to a recipient who is not an organization. The recipient of the asset of the trust shall also be liable to be held as assessee in default. Sauda. Now trust எழுத்து மூடிட்டு trust இல்லாத இன்னொருத்தங்களுக்கு நான் என்னோட asset transfer பண்ணேன்னா the recipient will also be treated as NI in default. In case of non-payment of tax and interest, however, in such a case, the recipient liability shall be limited to the extent to which the asset received by him is capable of enough liability. இப்போ 5 லட்சம் ரூபாய் அசெட் வந்திருக்கு 6 லட்சம் ரூபாய் எக்ஸிட் டாக்ஸ் வருதுன்னா 5 லட்சம் ரூபாய்க்கு அவர் டாக்ஸ் கட்டினா போதும் அதுக்கு மேல ஒரு டாக்ஸ் கட்ட வேண்டிய as per 115 TD subsection 2 accreted income means the aggregate fair market value of total asset on the end person as on the end date less the total liability of such specified person computed in accordance with the prescribed method of. So we are having prescribed method of valuation. Are you really with me? எப்படி நீ ஒரு ஐட்டத்தை என்ன பண்ணணும் வேல்யூ பண்ணணும் அப்படிங்கிறது நமக்கு இவ்வளோ பெரிய ஒரு வேல்யூவேஷன் மெத்தடை போட்டு வச்சிருக்காங்க. ஹலோ எஸ் சார். I will be reading once again the summary charts. Sir, 115 TD is what? Exit tax. Correct? If you are doing 4 things, then you are liable to pay exit tax. Number 1, if you are converting the charitable trust into a form which is not eligible for registration. Number 2, if you are merging to a charitable trust whose objects are different or who are not entitled for registration under 12A or 1023 C series organization, or you are non-distributing after dissolution of asset within a period of 12 months from the end of the month in which the distribution take place, or the circumstance which will lead to deemed conversion, like your registration has been cancelled, or you are changed the object but you have not applied for fresh registration, or you have applied for fresh registration, your registration application has been rejected, or sir, after the expiry of the time period, you have not you have applied for reapproval, not applied for re-registration, then it will all lead to deemed conversion. In all these circumstances, you are liable to pay exit tax. On what I am liable to pay exit tax? On the accreted income, I am liable to pay exit tax. How to compute the accreted income? That is asset available on the specified date minus liability value. The difference is called as accreted income. But when you are calculating that accreted income, three things should be excluded. Asset purchased out of 10(1) agriculture income, whatever asset you have acquired before you get the registration under section 12A or 12AB or 1023C series organization, or asset distributed within the 12 months from the end of the month in which the distribution has taken place, these assets should be excluded. Sir, I have to calculate the accreted income on the specified date. What is that specified date? In case of conversion, date of conversion is the specified date. In case of deemed conversion, that is if the registration has been cancelled, date of order passing the registration has been cancelled is the specified date. In case of modification of the object, whether you go for application or whether you don't go for application, date of modification is the specified date. In case of failure to reapply or re-register, then the last date of making application is the date of specified date. In case of merger, date of merger is the specified date, and in case of non-distribution of asset within 12 months, date of dissolution is the specified date. That means on that date, my dear lovable students, you are supposed to calculate the. So from this we have understood that there are two dates are there. Number one, specified date and relevant date. Specified date are for computation of accreted income and relevant date are for payment of exit tax. Sir, what is relevant date? From this date, you have to add 14 days breathing space. Then you are liable to pay the inner tax, exit tax. Right, sir? Sir, with regard to registration cancelled, you have to, NSR, check are you going for dash or not? Appeal or not. If you are not going for appeal, the time limit for filing appeal under section 253 has been expired. Then from that date within 14 days, you are supposed to pay the exit tax. Sir, you have gone for appeal to the ITAT. ITAT said that no, the registration has to be cancelled. Then from the date of order of the ITAT within 14 days, you are supposed to pay the. You have altered the object of the NSR trust and no fresh application has been made, or after expiry of the time limit for registration or NSR re-registration or reapproval, then end of the previous year within 14 days you are supposed to pay the exit tax, or you have changed the object and you have applied for NSR fresh registration and it has been rejected, then you have to check whether are you going for what or what? Appeal or not. If you are going for appeal, if you are NSR not going for appeal, the time limit expired. Within 14 days, you have to pay the exit tax. Or if you go on for appeal from the date of order of receipt of the order from the ITAT, within 14 days, you have to go. With regard to merger, date of merger, that's a game over. With regard to the non-distribution of asset, then date of expiry of the 12 months. That is 12 months mudinjudane etra masam. 14 days, you are supposed to pay the. Now, the only topic pending is, my dear lovable students, how to compute the valuation, that is NSR accreted income எப்படி நீ கால்குலேட் பண்ணுவேங்கிறது தான் NSR உன்னோட டிஸ்கஷன். உன்னோட அசெட் பேலன்ஸ் ஷீட்ல அசெட் சைடு இருக்கு இல்லையா, யாரோட அசெட்? ட்ரஸ்டோட அசெட். அது உங்க கோட்டட் ஷேர்ஸ் அண்ட் செக்யூரிட்டிஸ் வைக்கணும் இருக்கு. அப்ப நம்பர் 1 ஷேர்ஸ் அண்ட் செக்யூரிட்டி. நம்பர் 1 அந்த ஷேர்ஸ் அண்ட் செக்யூரிட்டில கோட்டட் ஷேர்ஸ் அண்ட் செக்யூரிட்டி வைக்கலாம். நெக்ஸ்ட் அன்கோட்டட் ஷேர்ஸ் அண்ட் செக்யூரிட்டிஸ் வைக்கலாம். ஒத்துக்கிறியா? அது இல்லாம இம்மூவபிள் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி வைக்கலாம். நம்பர் 2 யாரை வைக்கலாம்? Number 3 business undertaking வைக்கலாம். என்ன வைக்கலாம்? or என்ன any other asset வைக்கலாம். ஒத்துக்கிறியா நீ? That means the balance sheetல accreted income calculate பண்ணும்போது this is liability side, this is asset side. asset நாலா பிரிக்கிறாங்க. number 1 quoted shares இல்ல, shares and securities. அதுல பல கேட்டகரி இருக்கு. number 2 immovable property. number 3 business undertaking. number 4 எனி அதர் அசெட். இப்படி நாலா பிரிக்கிறாங்க. ஏன் சார் ஒரு ட்ரஸ்ட் ஷேர்ஸ் அண்ட் செக்யூரிட்டி இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்றாங்க? 11.5 மோட். சார் ஏன் சார் ஒரு இம்மூவபிள் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்றாங்க? 11.5 மோட். ஏன் சார் பிசினஸ் அண்டர்டேக்கிங் இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்றாங்க? அலௌடு only for last limb, that is general public, other than NSR general public utility 20% advance for any other object of general public utility 20% condition. All the remaining is having business undertaking and any other asset category, and we are having liability. How to value this is what our coming discussion will be in the next slot. So have a revision of exit tax, the circumstance, relevant date, specified date, one NSR, how to compute the accreted income, everything. Then within the next 30 minutes we'll be completing the exit tax. With that we will be through with the important topic for examination called as inner tax. Have a study and come back to the next lecture, my dear lovable students. Study very well.